Welcome to the second episode of our podcast on the Biafran Armed Forces Heroes Day Remembrance Day 2023. I'm your host, Pointer. The second episode will be taken from the book In Biafra, Africa Died, The Diplomatic Plot, authored by Emefiana Ezeani, page 100 to page 101. I read, The Birth of Biafra and the Role of Emeka Ojukwu. From the interview granted by Colonel Joseph Achuze to Tony Ita-18 of the Champion newspapers. Quote, when after the arboretals and the issue to some extent was reaching us, Consultative Assembly, that the central government led by Gowon was making arrangements to divide Eastern region into states. All of a sudden, we were given a date that on such and such a day, the federal government was going to carve up Eastern region. Ojukwu then called a consultative assembly of the people. Among them were the Igbo, that is the Igbo of Ika, also given a pride of place as part of the Igbo nation. Our traditional rulers from the Midwest, the Igbo-speaking area, attended that conference. I was privy. I was there, and around 1 p.m., a news flash came. What we were hearing as rumor became a reality. Eastern region was carved out. They carved out River State and Southeast State. So we went into the afternoon recess, and by the time we came out of recess and went into afternoon section, a decision was quickly reached that we couldn't sit back and see ourselves divided. So we decided that the best thing to do was that we must ask Ojukwu to declare the state of Biafra. Before that, there had been a lot of argument here and there over the issue of what name do we go by. So many different names and configurations were bandied about. But finally, we asked the group of lawyers assembled to prepare a communique declaring the state of Biafra. Even that meeting, Ojukwu wasn't there. He was still in government house. This meeting was being held within Hotel Presidential. So by the time the decision was reached, this was carried to him. We were surprised that he said no and that he would not do it, that he would not declare the state of Biafra. We thought either they did not teach them militarily what is meant when somebody is trying to cut you to bits. If he didn't understand, we did. So message was sent back to him, and an ultimatum was given him that if by 8 o'clock that night he didn't declare the state of Biafra, not only will we remove him, we will declare and decide who led us. Later that evening, he finally announced the state of Biafra. So we all rejoiced that now, at least, if Nigeria continued attacking us, we now know how we are going to fight. The Eastern region, we believe, was one whole entity, notwithstanding the earlier announcement by federal government creating 3 states out of Eastern region. So this is the man Ojukwu whom everybody is calling a secessionist. Under these circumstances, is he a secessionist? Well, I have read books on reluctant heroes. In his case, he's a reluctant secessionist. Looking back also, I ask myself, and I still ask reason for the police action. Who was the police action targeted upon? Was it the unarmed civilians or against the remnants of the Eastern Command Army? Then it showed the perfidy of a government determined to carry out pogrom. Otherwise, they shouldn't have. When a people you were chasing ran away from the field of activities to their home for safety. You still pursue them with tanks. Later day events, we were hearing that we lost a place called Bakassi. Because to prevent us from continue running, they made a deal with a country bounding us behind to make sure we had no way to run to. That meant that the exercise was meant for total extermination. End of quote. As you reminisce on this episode, let us continue to honor and pray for our heroes gone, that their efforts may not be in vain, that those of us who are survivors shall be able to pursue whatever they died for, in peace or in war. Thank you for listening as you look forward to another episode of this podcast. Thank you and God bless you.